Publish. All right, first YouTube video's up. I wonder how many subscribers I have on my YouTube channel. That's weird. I posted a video. How am I not rich and famous yet? Was there a problem with the upload? Nope, there it is. 5 views, 0 new subscribers. Huh? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about the #1 reason why people quit, or at least the #1 reason why people quit anything that you can see results in. So what you saw in the beginning of the video was a little bit of an exaggeration of my reaction to when I first started my YouTube channel. What really happened was after I made my first, 3, 4, 5 videos, I wasn't really seeing any results. I wasn't getting many subscribers. I wasn't getting many views. I was actually kind of shocked at literally how low all of my numbers were. And I was a little bit discouraged by that. Now, consciously, I didn't actually have any expectations, but evidently, at least subconsciously, I expected to see more results than I did. And when my expected results weren't really met with the efforts that I had put in, I got a little bit discouraged. So I remember at the time when I was feeling discouraged, I gave my friend a call who's a pretty successful YouTuber, and I asked him a little bit about how long it took his channel to grow and what to kind of expect. And, I was just feeling discouraged and I was wanting some advice. And the advice that he gave me was really great, and I'm really glad I gave him a call. He told me to just keep making videos that I'm proud of, keep learning from the videos that I'm making along the way, and most importantly, he told me not to get discouraged by any of the outcomes, by any of the results that I wasn't necessarily satisfied with, by a low number of views, a low number of subscribers. That was actually really great advice, and what it did was it got me to reorient myself and put my goal on the back burner, so to speak, and just immerse myself in the process. I started doing this because I thought it would be a lot of fun, and I quickly realized that I do really enjoy making YouTube videos. Here I am over a year later with more than 40 videos uploaded, and I'm still a really small channel, but I'm not discouraged, and I'm still having a lot of fun doing what I do. So how is that the case? Why haven't I quit yet? Well, here's the #1 reason people quit. People quit because of the plateau of latent potential, or rather a lack of awareness of the plateau of latent potential. Now, I wasn't really aware of this model that I'm going to introduce to you guys at the time of my little story there, but I did grasp the fundamental lessons from it through the advice that my buddy had given me and through some content that I had watched on the topic. Now, a couple months ago, I came across this model and I realized this is the #1 reason that anybody quits anything that they will expect any results in. I'm going to put up a graphic to sum up what the plateau of latent potential is, and I'll break it down for you. I want to give credit to James Clear for coining this plateau of latent potential and summing this up. So here's the graphic. This is the #1 reason why people quit right here. You can see that on the y-axis, we have our results, and on the x-axis, we have time. Now, what we expect is linear progression, but what really happens is we progress very, 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 very slowly, at least in terms of the results that we're seeing. But then eventually we kind of pass this threshold, and all of our efforts that seemingly weren't yielding any results suddenly all come into play, and it appears as though we are an overnight success. That's an interesting term, overnight success. I truly don't believe there's any such thing as an overnight success. Even if somebody went from 0 to 100 overnight, I would attribute that to all the work they did that we're not necessarily seeing while they were still seemingly at 0. All that work and all that effort they were putting in wasn't necessarily on display when we look at their results, but it was being stored up to help them pass that threshold. And once they do, the results seem to be exponential. So just for the sake of an example, to relate this plateau of latent potential back to my story, I am still in what we call the valley of disappointment, so to speak. Now, I don't actually experience it that way. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I catch myself getting a little bit let down, that a video didn't perform really well and that it didn't draw me in a bunch of views, a bunch of watch time, and a bunch of subscribers. But then I catch myself and I remember, oh yeah, that's not the point. That's not why I do this. See, I'm still here. I haven't actually passed my threshold yet where I'm going to start to see the results coming exponentially. And I know that. So I'm just trusting the process. I'm putting in my effort just the same. I haven't quit and I'm not going to quit. And I'm still learning. At the end of the day, my channel is still very young. It's only a year old. And I'm still learning the landscape of YouTube and how to do all this stuff to optimize my videos and whatnot. See, the thing about quitting is that we often tend to quit things when we are just beginning them, only in the early phases of it. And this is because in the beginning, when something is new, when something is fresh, our levels of hope are at the highest that they tend to be. This is because we have no sample size. We have no experience in whatever it is that we're trying to see results in. And so we have hope that maybe this thing can get us rich quick. Maybe I can be an overnight success with this. That's why these scams, the latest, greatest get rich quick schemes, do so well at fooling people, because it appeals to their hope. Because something is new, we don't have a realistic perspective of how long it should take and what the reality of seeing results really is. And see, that's how the valley of disappointment is created, because right at the beginning, we tend to have expectations. Even if they're not conscious expectations, we tend to subconsciously expect success and results at a faster rate than reality dictates we're going to get them. Success and results take time. They take hard work. They take a lot of learning. They take a lot of evolution. And this is something that we need to stay aware of. That lack of awareness is what gets so many people to quit right in the beginning of any undertaking. It's because their hope is at its peak, because they don't have any realistic sample of what they might expect. And so when they don't get overnight success, overnight results like they subconsciously are hoping for or expecting, they get really discouraged and they quit. The valley of disappointment claims another victim when this happens. So I'm making this video because I want you to be aware of the plateau of latent potential and the way that results tend to work. I don't want the valley of disappointment to claim you as a victim. So I want you to be aware of this phenomenon, this plateau of latent potential, and the way that it tends to work. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people will quit things even though they think they could be really passionate about something. A lot of people are really passionate about music, but maybe they're a little older than most people when they start to learn an instrument. And then when they don't see really, really quick results, they get discouraged and they say, forget about it. It's not worth my time. I have no chance. But if you are passionate about it, if you genuinely enjoy learning it, stop being outcome oriented. Focus on the process. Focus on the fact that you enjoy that thing, and eventually the outcomes will actually arrive. But don't be clinging to them. Don't let those outcomes stay on the forefront of your mind. Put them on the back burner, like I said. Because if they're at the forefront of your mind, your process is going to be slowed down, and all you're going to do is be disappointed and discouraged at the fact that your outcomes, like where you want to be, are not so immediate. Because the reality of it is that a lot of things that are worth doing are going to take time to create results and create skills at. I want to finish off this video with a quote. And this quote is actually hanging up in the San Antonio Spurs locker room. For those of you who might not know, the San Antonio Spurs are an NBA team, and they're one of the most successful NBA teams. I don't actually know the statistics on how many championships they have, but I know that they've won a whole lot. Anyways, this quote from Jacob Rice is hanging up in their locker room. When nothing seems to help, I look at the stone cutter hammering away at his stone 100 times, and nothing happens. But when the 101st hit breaks the stone in two, I know it was because of all the work he put in before. So, essentially, when you're putting in the effort, and you're not seeing results, and you're thinking this is useless, this is pointless, it's not. That effort that you might not be seeing immediate results from is storing up, and it's going to help you get past that results threshold, we'll call it. Your effort is not wasted, it's just being stored. just like the energy from the stonecutter's hammer in the first 100 hits in that stone. That's it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give it a like. Please subscribe to my channel for more valuable content like this. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Take care.